Yo! Quick one here. Quick video. This has been the worst month in business for me. The absolute fucking worst month. And it's also been one of the happiest months I've had in a very, very long time. And if you're probably watching this, you might think you're the most fucking delusional dumbass ever. Like, how can you be happy? Like, how can you be happy if you're not making any money and your business is... Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Think straight. As long as you're letting the external affect how you feel the internal, you're a slave to the external, which you cannot control. And what you can control is the internal. Right? And this doesn't only come from delusional self-belief, but at the same time, it comes from... looking at what you already have and being completely ecstatic about it, because people don't have that either. How worse could your life be if you didn't have a father? How worse could your life be if you didn't have a mother? How worse could your life be if you didn't have a home, food, a car? Everything that we look at, everything that we die to achieve, it becomes a standard. If I look at it from the perspective of 3 years ago, everything that I prayed to God for, I already have. And now it's a standard, so I just want more. I just want more, and that will never fucking stop. That will never stop. And when you go out there and you put yourself in front of the universe or God or whatever you believe in, and when you put yourself out there and you realize that everything that you've ever wanted, you already have and you already possess. It's not the thing that you want, it's how it makes you feel. As a human being, you can't really go out, why would I go out and want to buy a Ferrari? Because a Ferrari is always going to be a piece of, objectively, it's a piece of metal. And so is a Toyota Camry. But why do I want the Ferrari? It's because of how the Ferrari will make me fucking feel. Right? So if your brain can't tell what is the difference between driving a Toyota and driving a Camry, you very well can fool it, because your brain doesn't know what the fuck it is. Objectively, they're both pieces of metals, and one of them is a little bit more chiseled and it sounds good, right? And again, that is what your ears hear, right? Now, if I told you to go out there, right, and if I told you to point out every time you see a red car, boom, you're gonna find it. You're going to find every time you're going to point it out because you're looking for the red car, right? And if I just told you to go out there and look for a car, you're not going to be able to point out the red car because you're not looking for it, right? So what you focus on grows. And quite frankly, this entire month, I've just focused on my internal being and how I show up and what my frequency is and what I'm supposed to be doing, who I'm supposed to be being rather than what I'm supposed to be doing. Because in the planes of existence, we've got the reality that we live in, which is 0.035% of what we actually see, right? We're tiny. Again, I'm a tiny speck of nothing, and I'm the entire universe fucking writ large, right? Now, if I look at myself and I only see 0.0035% of reality, and that is what I call, we live on the physical plane. There's a physical plane, there's a spiritual plane, and there's a mental plane. And we do not focus on the spiritual and mental planes quite a lot. And we let because we live in the physical plane, we let the physical plane affect our spiritual and mental. And our spiritual and mental are 900% times more, whatever the fuck the number would be, infinitely times more important, and also driving exactly how we feel within the physical realm. If you're trying to do more, you're making a change within the physical realm to make a change within the physical realm, which doesn't exist. There's cause and there's effect, right? If you're changing an effect by making more effect, it's not going to work. You got to change the cause, and the cause lies within the mental and the spiritual plane. And so as long as you prioritize the mental and the physical, the mental and the spiritual plane, everything in the physical plane will just automatically come towards you. Which is why I'm such a fucking deluded dumbass that I have really brainwashed myself into believing that whatever I have, whether it's taken away from me or whether I get more, I will always be exactly who I am, which is who I've always been. That is exactly who I'll always be. Someone who's very grateful and happy and at peace with everything that he has, and it doesn't matter how much the external goes up or down. Because when I get the clients that I want, when I make the money that I want, right? And again, it could have been a lot worse. It hasn't been that bad. It's better than what most people, I would say it's better than what most people do. But from my perspective and from my standards, I would call it the worst month in the physical plane. But in the mental and spiritual plane, this has been the best fucking month of my life. I have never felt so good. And I want to keep it going this way. As long as I let the physical affect how I feel spiritually and mentally, I will never grow. I will never fucking grow, because this world is an illusion. What you're seeing on your screen right now, this is a fucking illusion. I'm not right here. You're watching a fucking screen. There's pixels on your screen. We have been living inside a fucking simulation and an illusion, and we're so used to this entire fucking this entire mess, just fucking scrolling on our phones and looking at pixels. Some of you motherfuckers are probably looking at fucking pixels and jacking off. How fucking gay is that, bro? Like, I can't believe that I let myself let the external fucking the reality that we call reality of the world affect me this entire time. And once I realized there's literally nothing that can break me. And when I say literally fucking nothing, there's nothing that can break me. Because everything that's meant to happen will always happen, because it's written and it's gonna happen and it's destiny. You cannot change it. All you have is free will and how you decide to react to what is already happening. And if you react to it, there's two paths you could go. If you decide to react to it in a negative way, you're always gonna fuck yourself over, and you're gonna keep going into this perpetual negative loop and fucking yourself over. Because again, the mental and the spiritual plane that you're in is in a negative. But if you slowly align yourself to act positively, even when bad things happen to you externally, you're gonna fucking win. Because there is a version of it. If you see that there is a version of yourself that has everything that you've ever wanted, it exists. Time is not fucking real. The creator of the universe, or God, or the universe, or whatever you believe in, there's no concept of time. Time is what humans use to cope and to cope with what's happening around us. We're human beings. We don't know fucking shit. There's so much beyond us that we have no fucking idea about. I mean, get your head out of your ass and stop thinking like you fucking know everything, because you don't. You have no fucking idea. You could have the floor wiped out of your fucking feet next morning and you would not know exactly what to do. You wouldn't know fucking what to do ever, bro. Because you're nothing, and you gotta admit it. You will always be nothing, but at the same time, you are the greatest of all fucking time, because everything that happens to you is always written and is always for the best. Because the version that you see, if you're aligning yourself towards being a positive person, and if you're aligning yourself towards the frequency of the person that basically is the most luckiest person in the world, everything that happens for the best reason possible. Anything bad that happens is only a sign for me to exercise my frequency, exercise my higher frequency. And you look at everything from the perspective and from the lens of, you know what, this thing happened, it's there to teach me something, and this thing that I'm gonna learn is gonna make me 10 fucking times stronger. Who the fuck knows? Let's go. Instead of fucking, oh my god, I can't believe this happened to me. Like, why does it always happen to me? This is the worst. Remember how you talk to yourself, because the way you fucking talk to yourself is exactly who you see yourself. Would you let anyone around you talk to yourself? Would you let anyone around you talk to you exactly like how you talk to yourself? Fuck no. Are you gonna allow that? No. Then why the fuck do you talk to yourself like that? Remember, it's all within you, and you are what's holding you back, and you're the fucking problem. And the only way to fix it is by aligning to the higher version of the frequency that you desire and embodying it and remembering that everything happens for a reason, and it is all in, like, time is an illusion, and there is a reality where everything that you've had is already fucking exists. And if it already exists, then why the fuck are you panicking when anything goes wrong? When something fucking goes wrong, why are you panicking? For what? Stop thinking like a human being and start thinking like God.